How would you like to improve your team's ability to implement Scrum? Hi, my name is Tim McDermott. I'm a software development project manager living in the beautiful city of Tampa Bay, Florida. And Tampa Bay is full of great places, outdoor places to go visit every weekend, so I'm outdoors every weekend and I shoot these videos from interesting locations. Today the location is called Lithia Springs. I'm at Lithia Springs Park, and behind me right there you can see the spring itself. People come here to swim all of the time. And now, so how would you like to help your team, your implementation of a Scrum in your organization? You have to have people organized to do that implementation of Scrum. So what we're talking about here, we have an enterprise transformation committee running the whole transformation for Scrum, and we're using Scrum. We use Scrum to implement Scrum. Therefore, we have Scrum teams implementing Scrum. What we call those teams in the enterprise community, there are subgroups of people that are called improvement committees. There are improvement committees, but you can think of them, if you're familiar with Scrum, you can think of them as the dev team for Scrum. These are the people that are going to go out and do the work and make things happen and get things done to implement the Scrum. These people, the members need to be members that are passionate. They're about Scrum. They have to put this time in on their own time, basically, or they're not getting paid for this. So you want people the members of these implementation committees, and there's going to be multiple of them, and you want them to be very passionate about what they do. And it's nice for time, it's nice to be working in an organization like Google, where employees can spend 20% of their time doing things like doing initiatives like that, 20% of their time not on their current position. So use that situation if your organization offers something like that. So that's the members that you want. Next, I'll talk about the sprints we do, since we are using Scrum to implement Scrum. These implementation committees, improvement committees, will be using sprints, and they'll have a product backlog to pull from. And then, just like a sprint, they'll start off with the sprint planning a commitment meeting, where they'll go over the backlog for the transformation and pull the things out that they care about. Usually they're in a particular committee because they care about that function that committee is trying to implement. Let's say, for example, they might be on an improvement committee that's going to implement the Scrum training for the Scrum Masters and getting them all trained and ready to go with certified if that's part of what they want to do. So they would then, at their sprint planning and commitment meeting, would select those things, those items, those stories from the product backlog for the transformation. They would go through the planning, they would come up with the tasks. All of that would happen during the planning meeting, and then they would have their Scrum meetings, probably not daily basis, but weekly basis or something like along those lines, to track their progress on their implementation of their part of this Scrum transformation. And then at the end, they would have a review meeting, with a demo meeting with some product owner that's working on the transformation, and they'll show their deliverables to the transformation. And then when all of their stories are completely done, they can disband and become members of other improvement committees, etc. But it follows the whole life cycle of a sprint. That's how they do their work. Hopefully when they disband, they will continue on because they've learned a lot about how to transform uh, people to Scrum. So hopefully they'll find some other aspect of Scrum to go on to. That's it. That's what an improvement committee meeting is all about. Committee group is about. I hope you found this useful. If you have any comments or questions, please put them in the chat for this video. And as for me, I'm going to see if I can go take a dip in the spring. That would be great. Thank you all very much.